Good morning and welcome back to the farm. Some mornings it's harder than others to get going. So I just took a short stab at getting a couple of little things done. The basil that I'd picked up a couple of weeks ago now was starting to bolt from being stuck in unreliably watered pots for too long. So I figured I'd get those in and pinch them back. The celery I got at the same time I think is probably toast, so I may pick some more of that up this afternoon. And the post, I need to finish driving into the ground, but the arms just were not doing it. But that is going to support the hose holder and basically be the foundation point for my vegetable washing station. So I can bring the sink up from the shed now that that section is all done for the most part. I need to weed it a little bit, but I never did run the hose yesterday, but in thinking about it, I think I'm going to swap the 100-foot hose out for two 50-foot hoses with a quick connect in the middle, so that it's easier to open up for driving things back to the back sheds. Like when Devin comes to take his track loader out, I don't want him running over the hose. When they come to bring the other shed, I don't want them running over the hose. Things like that. So I think having two 50-foot hoses is going to work better there. And I think I'll get something that's a little more no kink, so that I don't have that twisting problem that I was having yesterday. Trying to think what else is going on this morning. I still haven't gotten the second batch of onions in, but everything else is looking pretty good. There's one tomato that looks kind of peaky, one of my Costaludos, but I have extras of those, so if it's really bad, I can swap that out. The plan for today, we'll see how well this goes. I do have to go back into town to pick up my new glasses this afternoon. Thank goodness. So I'll probably run by a Nudo's and get more of that celery and see if there's anything else interesting I want to pick up. I need to get those onions in. I need to get the flowers in up front. So I may, I only have 5 minutes, so I have to be at work. But I may try and bang some of that out as quick as I can this morning and at lunch. And I'll worry about the the hose post later. I can do that tonight after I get back. Psst! Get out of the garden beds. He's walking like he's walking through snow. Like he doesn't want to be there. But there's plenty of paths and places he could walk that doesn't have to be in my garden beds. So I think get out of the potatoes. Now the other one is, the garden fence is high on the list of things that I have to work on next. The first big project that I have to work on next is going to be, I have to get the chicken coop ready for the babies. I still have at least 2 more weeks of them in the house, but that 2 weeks will go fast, and I've got to get the linoleum down, I've got to get the yard cleaned up, and I've got to get the electric fencing up. So those are big projects that I need to get done. But I have Crow coming next week, so I may recruit them to help me out with some of it. One more day, the mower's supposed to come back tomorrow, so fingers crossed that we get that, and then I can get some of this cleanup done that really needs to get done before I get started on the fencing. All right, well, that's the beginning of the day. At least I started the day with my hands in the dirt, and that's always a good sign for a decent day. Knock on wood. right, so that's the water sorted, mostly. I need to do a little tweaking. I think all of the quick releases need extra rubber washers to keep them from leaking. And I put a 50-foot hose from the house to about that hay bale there with a quick release. So if anybody's coming, I can just release it and pull that hose back. But the second hose, I put another 50-foot on, and it doesn't quite reach the far corners of the garden. So I think I'm going to swap that back for the 100-foot. And then the 50-foot, I'll put in the greenhouse then I can connect that to the 100-foot and water in the greenhouse. But we're good enough for now, and I'm sure I've guaranteed that it is now going to rain for the next 4 days, just like they're predicting. We're supposed to get thunderstorms through the weekend, but we'll see if that actually happens. But I've turned a frustrating day into a more productive day. As you may have noticed, I don't have my new glasses. And that would be oh yeah, we definitely need to get some extra rubber washers here. That's not good. I drove all the way into town, so half an hour each way. And got there before they closed, only to be told that they couldn't give me my glasses, but they can't adjust them for me because they don't have an optician on site at the moment. Well, when you've got eyes as old as mine, you need adjusting. There's always adjusting. So I was very frustrated, so I went out to Five Guys for dinner, and I went to the Mount Vision Garden Center. And it turned out to be a good thing because they had figs. So I got the 3 figs that I've been looking for all spring, which that made me happy because I don't know why. They've been really hard to find, and these were really nice in fairly advanced. They're at least second, if not third year. So I still probably won't get figs off them this year, but I might get figs off them next year. All right. The sun is setting. The cats are mad because I won't let them out. So I am going to call it a night. I hope you'll come back to see what happens tomorrow because I sure don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. kind of a gray, gloomy, threatening day, but it can threaten all at once because we really could use the rain. The projects for today, I have to get the onions done, so be prepared to be bored to death with me separating a million little onions. It's really amazing how many onions you can get starts in such a small container. So I started everything in those takeout boxes, and I just put the soil down and dropped practically a whole packet of seeds in each one. And so those yellow onions that I was just doing, I got 60, 75 plants in the ground out of that one little container. So it's definitely worth the effort. I've got to do the other side of that bed with a different variety, and I have to do all around the peppers with a third variety. Once I have that done, and I've got the other set of scallions to do on the other side of the lettuce bed. Once I have all those done, I'm done with the lettuce. Beyond that, we're going to see what we can get done. It's going to depend on the weather. We're supposed to get thunderstorms off and on all day. I need to swap the hoses out so I can get stuff watered. And then I've got to do mulching. And I really need to hill my potatoes and put more compost on the asparagus and strawberries. But unfortunately, my compost guy doesn't have access to his trailer at the moment, and he's not sure when he's going to get it back. He's hoping to have it back by next week, but he's not sure. So I may end up having to go and get a couple of bags of soil just to amend those couple of beds because they can't wait much longer. But that's going to have to wait for later. Right now, I got to focus on the onions. any planting done on my lunch break, but I got the hose situation resorted, including having a place to hang the hose up when I'm not using it. So that'll be nice. I talked to the hardware store. My mower comes back tomorrow. Hella friggin' Luya. Good morning. Well, good afternoon. I am running on about 3 hours of sleep, so I am not at peak efficiency, which is why I missed showing you me planting a bunch of flowers in the flower bed this morning. And of course, the plan for the afternoon was to work on the onions, and then my baby showed up. So that changes all my plans for the day. I need to get this area mowed. I need to hook the wagon up and do some cleanup so that I can mow other spaces. And yeah, so I don't know if I'm going to get into the garden today, but I'm going to get on this mower and try and do some cleanup, and let's see what we can get done. feels good to have that back. The mowing is going to be time consuming, at least on the sections that Lou hadn't gotten already. I wanted to knock some of that down without the bagger on, but I think I'm going to go over all these sections again with the bagger on and see if I can collect some of these clippings that I made. Of course, I was so excited to do it, I forgot to start the camera to show you mowing my front yard. So it's not perfect, and I kind of sort of hit this bed and knocked it out of line. Had to shove all the dirt and everything back into place. So I'm learning my distances to keep from things. But unfortunately, even though I'd much rather be out here mowing, which who in their right mind says that, I have to get back to work. So, and I have to run errands after work. All right, but we'll get to it. Now that it's back, we'll get to it. Once again, the planning is everything, the plan is nothing. So it's been raining off and on since about 2 o'clock this afternoon when we had a wicked thunderstorm. So everything's too wet to do much with. I went into town, got my new glasses, picked up some pots for the new figs and potting soil to fill them up with, and some groceries. Oh, and I got a half-price daisy. Half-price plants are always good. Oh, and I got more chicken food because they've already gone through the little bag that I'd gotten to have ready for them. So I got a 50-pound bag of feed for $19. Not too bad. So I guess my day is done. I'm going to go in and make some dinner and sit down and plan my weekend. So if I don't see you tomorrow, I hope you have a lovely weekend. And if I do, I can't wait to show you what we get up to. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.